When your refrigerator breaks, like most of us, you may be inclined to take a look at what's working and what's not on your own. If you decide to do that, it's important that you know how the refrigerator works so you know where to look to see what's wrong. Refrigerators are very, very complex machines, but they're also very simple in a lot of ways. So let's take a look at how a refrigerator works and how to identify certain causes of issues you might experience on your refrigerator. We'll start at the bottom and we'll take a look at the freezer section down here. What happens is there's a compressor back here that's actually cooling components through what's called evaporator coils. These coils are getting cold and generating cold air and frost buildup. There's an evaporator fan about this level that's going to circulate that cold air and pull it up into the refrigerator section. Once it gets up here, what we actually see is that that cold air is measured through what's called a damper that opens and closes to allow things to get just to the right temperature. The FDA says that your refrigerator should be at or about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Your freezer should actually be 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Back in the very back here, we have what's called an air freshener filter. That just acts as a safeguard against bacteria, mold, and other microbial buildup. And on the left side on this unit, we have an ice maker and a water filter. That would of course be important for the quality of the ice and water you get out of your machine. If something goes wrong, the most technical thing I can tell you to do to fix it is actually to first try unplugging your unit and turning it back on. That can actually fix whatever's wrong. The other thing you can do, if you go ahead and close your unit up, would be to stand in front of the fridge, make sure it's really quiet, open the refrigerator door and listen for a couple of seconds. If it's really quiet, you can actually hear what's called the compressor kick on. It sounds like a little air compressor that your mom or dad might have used to blow up your air tires, or you might use at a gas station. That tells you that the system, the cooled air system, is actually fundamentally working and the cost of your repairs aren't going to be that high. Another important thing to check when you're looking at your refrigerator is simply the gaskets. Make sure that there's no cracks or signs of wear. If there are, you might notice that your refrigerator is always running or has trouble keeping it at the right temperature. Sometimes when you go and get ice out of your refrigerator, you may notice that despite however long you press against the button, no ice is coming out. The fix can actually be simpler than you think. If you open up your door here, we have a chute here that sends ice out of the unit into your cup in most cases. This could be clogged. It's often easy because it's so narrow for it to get built up with ice and frost and build over and to not allow anything through. In here we see that we can actually put our hand in and feel a little flap that opens and closes. If there's ice obstructing it, it won't allow ice to come down into your cup. Another place to check would be the actual ice tray itself, which is what's sending ice down the chute. In this unit, we'll actually pull it back. It could be frosted over and may feel hard to get in, and that'll reveal the actual ice tray itself for us, as well as some potential causes. This auger here actually turns when you push the button to tell you how much ice to spit out. At the very back of this chute here, you'll see a motor. That often fails on these units. It's easy to replace, but it requires a professional to come in and pull that motor out. Outside of ice, the other thing you're often getting out of your refrigerator, if it has it as a feature, is water from the water lines. You want to make sure those aren't kinked, they're running perfectly fine, and your filter is changed every so often. We recommend about 6 months to 8 months to change those filters just for premium quality and to make sure there's no contaminants that can get in there and block anything up.